It's December 24th. Merry Christmas! And another remarkable event is about to be uncovered by Arion, Rebecca, and Olly, the Retrospectors.
So it was on this day, and Arion and Rebecca are looking at me deliciously blankly because they have no idea what's coming, that we played the first ever Retrospectors Quiz of the Year!
Yes!
Yay! I was genuinely enthusiastic and Arion just crumpled.
Nervous.
Yes, I'm going to test your knowledge on our first 168 episodes.
Wowza. I am going to fail this.
We're finally going to expose you for what you are, Arion.
Complete fraud.
Cramming a fact from the internet. In one ear, out the other.
Straight out.
Before we proceed with that, though, some admin for you listening, because this is our last episode of 2021. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for joining us on this journey so far this year.
Yes, thank you. It's, we sometimes do feel like we're sort of doing this in a room by ourselves, largely because the pandemic has us in a room by ourselves.
That's right. So this week has been the first time we've been in a room podcasting together. I don't know if you've heard that difference. I don't know also what the COVID rules are right now when you're listening, because we recorded this 2 weeks ago.
We are not breaking the law currently.
Yeah.
At the time of recording, we were within the law.
But we have created this format that means we can't break the fourth wall normally and talk to you. So thank you for listening. Please tell your friends about us. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. That would be nice.
Yeah, and keep talking to us on social media because we absolutely love hearing feedback, even if it's to point out a factual error.
And if you have a suggestion for something that you'd love to hear us cover, do drop us a line. We'd love to have your suggestions and, make this not just a one-directional thing.
theretrospectors@gmail.com. We're an interactive show. Who knew?
Wow.
In fact, we recently asked our most beloved listeners over at patreon.com/retrospectors what they'd like to hear more of us do. And Cara McGranahan, said, I would request for 2022 anything that involves Arion doing more royal family accents.
I think we need to start you an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I think this could be a niche.
I'm pleased to hear you say that, Cara, because it sort of feels like sometimes maybe it's an unwelcome addition to the show, at least from my co-hosts.
I mean, I think she's not listening that carefully because she does use the plural on accents, and they're all Queen Victoria, as far as I recall.
Yeah, that's it.
And also anything that makes Rebecca do her, I think, Chicago gangster accent again.
True, that is worth doing.
I've done it off mic like 10 times in this recording session.
Go on, give us a blast. Humphrey Bogart, go on.
No, I don't.
Go on.
No, well, I was doing His Girl Friday earlier.
Go on.
Yeah. Oh, she was like, Walter, what are you talking about here? See here, I'm got my way out of here. See, operator.
Right. Time for our quiz of the year then. The format is, genuinely, you two don't know anything about this, right?
Genuinely.
It is Arion versus Rebecca.
I probably could have guessed that. Given we're the only ones who don't know what it is.
So you get a point per correct answer, but you will lose a point for a wrong answer.
Right.
Right? We're about factual entertainment here. Okay. So you have to buzz in with your sleigh bells when you know the answer.
Okay, just before we get going,
yes,
Olly, do you want to take a punt at what score I will lose by?
I don't think you're going to have a negative score.
You really? Oh, yeah.
That's
-5.
glowing, isn't it?
I think Rebecca's clearly going to triumph with a score of about 12, and I think, Arion, you'll be on about 5. That's my guess.
I can feel my eyes have gone all crazy already.
Producer Emma has some sleigh bells on hand. I was reassured that these jingled in 2 distinctly identifiable ways.
Okay, so
give us your one, Arion.
Here's mine.
And Rebecca? Yeah, okay. It's subtle, but it's there.
You're sitting opposite us, so hopefully you'll be able to find out which one of us it is.
All right, let's play the Retrospectors Quiz of the Year.
Yeah.
Here's question 1. As discussed in our episode London's First Olympics, how is the length of the modern marathon calculated? Arion.
From my house to wherever I deem.
I could give you half a point for that. Do you want to come in, Rebecca, with the correct answer?
I mean, I don't want to be a Buzz Killington.
Go on.
But I think it was from Windsor Castle to the outside of the Royal Box.
Yes, from Windsor Castle to the stadium at White City in 1908.
I think I get those
That's
points.
half a point to Arion, 1 point to Rebecca.
Sorry, I didn't realise we were just being funny and not being correct.
As discussed in our episode Birth of the Breastaurant, Hooters flung open its doors on the 4th of October 1983. But on what date was the company incorporated?
Oh,
Rebecca.
It was April Fool's Day.
It was, the 1st of April 1983. Who wrote the following sentence? Buzz in when you know the answer. I have yet got 4 brothers, and part of them will vote for you anyway. And Rebecca.
It was Grace Bedell, the girl who wrote to Abraham Lincoln.
As discussed in our episode, The Play That Never Ends, there are 2 elements of the original production of The Mousetrap, Arion.
It's the clock and the original presenter.
Yes, I will accept that. Well done, yes. 2 elements of The Mousetrap that have not altered since the opening night in 1952. It is the clock on the mantelpiece of the set and the pre-recorded newsreader, played by Derek Giller. Why did Arion... This is a question about Arion, but I still think Rebecca might get it. Why did Arion talk to Catherine Stamm this year? Why did... Rebecca?
Is she the current editor of the Cornell Daily Sun?
Good work.
Amazing. I knew Arion would not remember.
We hardly ever go to the trouble of talking to anyone, so it was like one of 3 times.
I knew I'd spoken to her. I just couldn't remember her publication.
She's my therapist. She's the current editor of the Cornell Daily Sun, the oldest student newspaper in the world. One of the episodes on which Arion did do some original research.
I think that's the only one I did any original research.
Next question. Who didn't show up on the 22nd of October 1844? Clue, it was disappointing. Arion.
Santa Claus?
Close. Rebecca.
This was one of mine, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was God. Jesus.
Yes, Jesus.
Yeah.
I will accept God. Jesus, it was the great disappointment for the Millerites, as discussed in our episode, Not the End of the World. Right. Where are we up to now at the moment, Emma, score-wise?
So Rebecca has 5 and Arion has 1.5.
Okay, I feel happy with that.
I mean, I think my ratio was bang on so far. Let's see. The quiz continues.
There's still time for me to go negative here.
Erotic, put your hands all over my book. On the 21st of October, yes, Arion.
I don't know, Warren Beatty.
I've started, so I'll finish. On the 21st of October 1992, Madonna redefined pre-album publicity by cladding her coffee table book Sex with what material? Arion.
Aluminium.
It was aluminium, correct. As I described in our episode Colin the Caterpillar, A Cultural Legacy, Jane Asher's Mary Mary cake for children's birthday parties in her 1980s cookbook was created from a combination of a plastic doll, a packet of midget gems, and what? If you got to remember, it's horrifying.
I don't want this cake. I can't remember.
I don't know, hope?
No, you've got to ring your bell. What doesn't go with sweet things?
Oh,
Rebecca.
it was crudités.
It was crudité, correct. Yes, I would have accepted broccoli.
The picture still haunts me.
I mean, like Rebecca's one. I mean, let's all be honest.
Well,
at this
come on.
stage,
How many more questions have you got?
about 10. I mean,
Here we go.
it's still
Come on,
possible
come back
for
time. Here
you
we go.
to equalise.
Like Scotland versus England. Do I get a point?
No, racism does not get a point, Arion. As discussed in our episode Jane Austen and the Profligate Prince, how many copies of Sense and Sensibility were produced in the original print run, which sold out in 1813? Closest answer wins the point, but Arion, you will be able to go first because you buzzed in.
I'm going to do some thinking now that I've done it. Buzz, I don't think that we have a time limit on how long I can spend over this.
Padding out very well.
Final answer, 1,000. Lock it in.
1,000, Rebecca.
I think
Original print run of Sense and Sensibility.
I think it was something like 500.
Well, that would make the midpoint 750, which is the correct answer, which means you both get the point. Congratulations.
I'll take that.
As we learned in our episode Branson's Cola Gamble, by the end of the experiment in 1994, in what country was Virgin Cola the #1 selling cola? Buzzing with your bells when you know the answer. Arion.
Moldova.
It's bigger than Moldova.
Romania?
No, okay, it's gone.
It was India.
Yeah, a bit like India. A bit more like India.
Iran.
Come on. Iran. Jesus. Bangladesh. Bangladesh. Okay.
Minus points for everyone.
Twitter user @FearlessFred responded to which of our episodes with a single word tweet, Git Wizard?
That could have been appropriate for so many episodes.
I can give you multiple choice if required.
Yes, please.
Was it A, the boy who poisoned his granddad? Was it B, how to bribe a senator? Or was it C, David Blaine, trickless magician? Arion.
Blaine.
It was David Blaine. Urban Dictionary defining the term Git Wizard as, quote, one who believes himself to be magic by doing stupid stunts.
Was that added by Fearless Fred like 2 minutes before the tweet?
Right, next question. As revealed in it's proper history, this one. As revealed in our episode The First Cheerleader, 4 US presidents were cheerleaders at college. Really, Arion?
Yep.
Who were all 4? 1 point per correct answer.
George W. Bush.
Yes. Remember, you get a minus point if you get one wrong. Don't just stab in the dark here. You've got Bush in the bag.
Certainly not Donald Trump.
He's vamping for time.
Okay, Bush Senior.
No, he's lost it.
Bill Clinton.
Oh, God, he's gone down negative on this answer, and he had Bush. You're making it easier for Rebecca.
George Washington.
George Washington. Rebecca, would you care to name another that isn't ridiculous?
It was George W. Bush.
Yes.
It was Ronald Reagan.
It was Ronald Reagan, yes.
Surprisingly, I think one of them was FDR.
Yes, it was. Yes, Franklin D. Roosevelt. And if you get the other, I'm really impressed. I'm not giving you any clues. You'd be within your rights not to want to go there. Just don't ruin it.
Jimmy Carter.
No, she went there. It was Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. Eisenhower's going to be a cheerleader.
Yeah,
Seems
classic.
obvious when you know. As we explained in our episode, The Self-Service Revolution, the Piggly Wiggly was the world's first modern supermarket. But in what year did it open? Again, I'll take the closest answer. Yes, Rebecca.
1920.
Arion.
1919.
I like the tactics. It's late in the day, but you do win the point. It was 1916. Here's another question about Arion's research, which he will not remember. As Arion revealed in our episode Britain's First Nudist Beach, in which European nation are 15% of people polled willing to strip off? The highest proportion of nude bathers in the world. Arion.
It is Germany.
It is Germany, he said with conviction.
Yeah, it was surprising to everyone, except one of our Twitter correspondents.
Yes.
Who was
It's like, I live in Germany, we get out
bits
all the time. Yeah.
As I write it.
Yeah. In our episode, Kubla Khan's kamikaze climb down, to whom did I inadvertently give a shout-out hours after his death, even though the episode was recorded weeks in advance? Rebecca.
Lionel Blair.
It was Lionel Blair, and for a bonus point, can you remember why Lionel Blair came up in conversation?
Yes.
Arion, you can steal this, yes.
Because his house was called Xanadu.
It was. Rest in peace. In our episode, The 33-Day Pope, Rebecca uncovered that there was a Filipino clergyman who was genuinely called Cardinal what?
Sin.
Arion, it was Cardinal Sin. Correct. All right, this is the final question. I would say it's the tiebreak, but Rebecca has clearly won, but here we are. We're just going through the format. As discussed in our episode, Rebirth of the Mini, what car did young Olly Mann drive as his first motor? What was my first car?
I know your car.
Came up in conversation. It was a Mini adjacent car.
Mini Metro.
Arion, you must ring in.
Mini Metro.
It was the Austin Mini Metro, correct. For a bonus point, what colour was it? This didn't come up in the episode, so you are just guessing.
Brown.
It had brown seats, and you're having half a point for that.
Yes.
Lots of cars have brown seats.
Okay,
And grey on
Rebecca.
the outside.
What colour?
Grey. Green. On the outside.
It was green on the outside.
Yep.
I'm admiring your attempt to rescue victory from the jaws of defeat.
Come on, Emma.
You can
Note
have it.
down, producer Emma.
What are the final scores, Emma?
So Rebecca has 8 and Arion 6.5.
Ooh, that is closer
Closer
than
than
any
it
of us
would have been.
thought.
You did give me Cardinal Sin.
Yeah, and I mean, I
you
feel
for
like
that.
Arion threw a
It's gotta
couple
be
your way at the end
charitable.
because Arion
Like
thought you were
reading
going
to a
be
child,
really
you just
far
held on to the bells on there like, no, I
that's
can't
so
let
nice
him
of
have
Well,
this
it
one.
was fun. I was
Christmas is
enjoying
a
remembering
time
it.
of goodwill to all hopeless podcasters.
Well, I mean, you'll notice that I devised this so that I didn't have to answer any of these questions. I don't think I'd have done any better. Well, with that, the winner of the quiz is Rebecca. Congratulations. You win an all-expenses-paid trip to the home of sliced bread, Chillicothe, Missouri, where you can eat as much bread as you like. That is it for this year. But if you want more from us, please do join us on Patreon. If you head now to patreon.com/retrospectors, subscribers to our top 2 tiers enjoy, if that's the right word, bonus, if that's the right word, content, if that's the right word, every single week. And you can also unlock our weekly extra content if you are an Apple Podcast listener right now by clicking subscribe. It's only $4.99 a month, and you support the show. We're an independent production, and you get an extra at least 3 minutes a week of us. What's a polite word?
Babbling.
Chuntering.
Chuntering. Again, Rebecca wins. Of us chuntering on in your ears. Sometimes up to 10 minutes of bonus content, and you support the show as well. However, just before we wrap up for the year, we do have some apologies.
So the first one, Olly, unfortunately this is targeted at you, specifically a comment you made in our episode, Signal Jamming Aliens. It's not about the extraterrestrial life, though. It's a more prosaic concern. Nick Ellis says, Dover is in the Meridian region, not the Southern region. I don't think I can trust anything you say again.
And I built up all those nerd points in the CFAX episode and I just pissed them away. I'm sorry, Nick.
And Arion, a lady who's calling herself Radical Downtown Urbanite E-City Mom on Twitter.
Great.
She says, Arion, I'm disappointed by your reception of Harry Potter in the episode Fonzie Jumps the Shark. Just wait until you start reading it to your kids and have to explain meanings and subtext. It's much more than just a kids' series. Can I read that in an ominous tone as well?
Sure.
I think she might have meant, just wait until you start reading it to your kids and have to explain meanings and subtexts.
Yes, no, I do. I sort of vaguely apologise, and also I don't. I think history will show that I am right and you are wrong, Radical Downtown Urbanite E-City Mom.
That's bold, isn't it?
What
I
a
mean,
way
I feel
to
like,
close out the year.
I feel like Harry Potter has proven itself in the canon. But well, good, stick to your guns. Arion, you have some apologies as well.
Oh, yes. Okay, so, and another one for you, Olly. So Bootsy on Twitter says, Olly, I disagree with your assertion on the episode calling Andrew Sachs that Russell Brand and Jonathan Ross's prank call was the first time that mass complaints were filed, often without having seen the incident. Surely the Brass-eyed paedophile episode of 2001 takes that honour.
Well, there was also Jerry Springer the Opera. This is the nature of doing a 10-minute show. We don't always have time to discuss every possible thing. In both cases there, though, people were whipped into a frenzy as part of the pre-show publicity, weren't they? They wanted people to be offended by those things, whereas the Bran Ross thing actually went out on radio and 2 weeks went by before the majority of people complained. So that is where I am drawing the distinction. Bootsy.
Right. So, okay, Rebecca, this one's for you. After you claimed the Mousetrap could never have been broadcast while it was still on in the West End.
Yes, you said that was a contractual obligation of putting the Mousetrap on.
Yeah, I did. I
Right.
actually gave a lawyer's opinion.
Yeah.
My own opinion as a legal opinion.
Okay, well, the official Twitter account of the Agatha Christie Festival, no less, tweeted us to say, in 1947, the play was shown on BBC TV.
1947, that's right in your era, Rebecca. That's what you do in the evenings, go home and you watch the schedule from 1947. How did you not know that?
Was I not saying that after the play went on, they couldn't show it anymore? I think I
You think
haven't
you're right,
re-listened.
and
I
Agatha
think
Christie,
I was saying,
the Agatha Christie Festival is wrong.
Oh, actually, no. When you phrase it like that, I think I would just like to retract my comments and sincerely apologise. Thank you for phrasing it in those terms before I committed a massive act of hubris.
But also, that's a group that's going to consist of people that enjoy murder. Arion, after our episode It's Raining Frogs, Per from Sweden got in touch to correct you. You'd said that the Swedish equivalent for the phrase It's Raining Cats and Dogs was It's Raining Little Devils.
Yeah.
He says no, or whatever they say in Sweden, nay?
Nay.
Ne?
Yeah.
In Sweden, it's blowing small devils, but it's raining small nails.
I know, my Swedish really failed me in that episode.
And finally, we should apologise to John Phillips, who's tweeted us. By the way, we are at Retrospectors HQ on Twitter, at Retrospectors HQ. To say, please, will you go 7 days a week? And the answer is no, that isn't going to happen. It's hard enough doing it 5 days a week. But who knows? Maybe 6 days a week. Maybe if enough of you sign up, patreon.com/retrospectors or Apple Podcasts and press subscribe.
That's still a loose promise there.
Yeah. But anyway, thanks for all your support. Listen, have a very happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas to you, Olly.
And to you, Arion, happy Christmas.
And Merry Christmas to you both.
And happy Christmas to you, our valued listener. See you in the new year.
See you later.
Bye.
Well, that's it for another year. The Retrospectors will return on January 10th, 2022. Give the gift of us. Buy a birthday episode at patreon.com/retrospectors. Happy